The silent vastness of space shimmered gently as the Arar vessel emerged from its hyperdrive jump. Before them, a sight of unparalleled beauty, the majestic rings of Saturn, glowing softly against the darkness. The alien crew paused briefly, captivated by this celestial masterpiece, their initial caution momentarily overtaken by awe. On the bridge stood Captain Volander, a distinguished figure whose iridescent scales reflected the gentle glow of the ship's instruments. He leaned forward, his eyes narrowing slightly in cautious optimism. They had journeyed across countless stars, guided here by desperate hope. Their mission was clear: seek assistance from a civilization their star charts barely acknowledged, one whose primitive signals had marked them as an unremarkable species. Navigator Thesai, her delicate tentacles moving swiftly across the holographic interfaces, spoke first. "Captain, scanners confirm initial observations. We are detecting primitive radio waves only. No signs of advanced technology or significant threats." Captain Volander nodded slowly, though a hint of disappointment flickered across his features. Perhaps they had been too hopeful. Yet, they had no choice but to continue. "Proceed to the third planet," he commanded, his voice steady yet tinged with resignation. "Perhaps we'll still find." But his words were cut off abruptly. A blinding flash of brilliant light erupted without warning from the darkness of space, flooding the bridge with a harsh, unnatural glow. Alarms screamed instantly, echoing panic as the ship lurched violently under an unseen assault. Navigator Thesai's calm demeanor shattered, her voice trembling in disbelief. "Impossible! Energy signatures detected. Nothing like this exists in our database." Captain Volander stared at the screens, inner eyelids blinking rapidly as he tried to process the impossible scenario unfolding before him. How could a world marked as primitive unleash such devastating firepower? Then, a voice crackled through the chaos, authoritative and uncompromising. It resonated clearly throughout the bridge, translated instantly by their systems. "Unidentified vessel, you have entered restricted human space. Power down immediately and prepare to be boarded." On the opposite side of this sudden confrontation, aboard the U.S. Horizon, Admiral Ian Murphy stood composed, her weathered face illuminated by flickering holographic displays. She had spent a lifetime defending Earth's borders, her instincts honed by endless encounters with unwelcome visitors from the stars. Her eyes narrowed slightly as she examined the alien vessel on screen, calmly instructing her crew. "Keep defensive positions ready. Let's find out exactly who our guests are." Back aboard the Arar vessel, Captain Volander exchanged worried glances with his officers, their bioluminescent patches pulsing anxiously. Humans, this primitive species, had clearly deceived their senses, hidden their true capabilities, and now held them utterly at their mercy. As the human fleet swiftly closed in around them, Volander felt a chill of uncertainty. This was no ordinary first contact. They had unknowingly stepped into a trap, and at its heart was a civilization unlike anything they had ever imagined. Within moments, the Arar ship was surrounded, sleek, powerful human vessels positioning themselves with calm, practiced precision. Captain Volander watched helplessly as their advanced stealth systems, previously considered unbeatable, were rendered completely useless. Suddenly, a shimmering glow filled the bridge. From thin air, figures appeared, humans clad in imposing armored suits, led by a stern-faced officer whose presence radiated quiet authority. Major Quentin Faulkner stepped forward, his helmet smoothly retracting to reveal intense, calculating eyes. "My name is Major Faulkner," he announced firmly. "You are now under human jurisdiction. Remain calm and comply with all instructions. Any aggressive action will be met with immediate and overwhelming force." The Arar crew stared in astonishment, their bioluminescent patches flickering nervously. Such precise teleportation, such sophisticated containment fields, were technologies believed centuries beyond their own capabilities. Captain Volander carefully raised his appendages in a universal gesture of surrender, speaking gently yet urgently. "Please, we intend no harm. Our mission is peaceful. We have come seeking aid for our people." Faulkner's eyes narrowed briefly, curiosity flashing across his features before settling back into cautious professionalism. With a tap of his wrist device, a containment field enveloped the Arar delegation, its shimmering energies humming softly. Fascinating, whispered Neres, the Arar's chief science officer, her fear momentarily forgotten amid scientific wonder. Such technology, it defies everything we understand. The human boarding team escorted the alien delegates through corridors that revealed glimpses of Earth's true nature, a massive orbital station, astonishingly complex, a blend of primitive structural designs and breathtakingly advanced modules. Volunder and his crew exchanged stunned glances, realizing how gravely they had underestimated humanity. In a secure conference room, waiting patiently, stood Admiral Ian Murphy alongside Earth's leading xenolinguist, Dr. Elias Mbaye. Murphy's gaze was calculating yet curious, carefully assessing these unexpected visitors. Beside her, Dr. Mbaye trembled slightly with excitement, barely containing his enthusiasm at meeting an entirely new form of intelligent life. "Welcome," Murphy began cautiously, her voice calm yet authoritative. "I am Admiral Murphy. Beside me is Dr. Elias Mbaye, our expert in alien communications. Please sit, let's talk." Volunder hesitated, momentarily stunned by their composed, cautious demeanor. How could these humans be so advanced yet remain hidden behind a veil of primitive signals? The contradiction baffled and intrigued him. "Your technology," Volunder ventured cautiously, "far surpasses anything we detected. Yet your signals indicated primitive development. How is this possible?" Admiral Murphy exchanged a subtle glance with Dr. Mbaye, a slight smile crossing her face. "Earth's history is complicated," she replied evenly. "We've learned to be cautious. But first, tell us clearly, why exactly have you come here?" Captain Volunder's expression turned grave, his bioluminescent patches dimming slightly. "Our species faces extinction," he admitted quietly. "We desperately need your help." Silence filled the room, charged with uncertainty. The humans' guarded yet compassionate expressions promised no immediate answers, but hinted strongly at revelations yet to come. Within the carefully guarded conference room, the delicate negotiation between humans and the Arar delegation was abruptly shattered. The door burst open, and in rushed a breathless young technician, Jake Foster, his eyes wide with panic and urgency gripping his voice. "Admiral Murphy!" he gasped, barely managing to hold out the datapad trembling in his hands. "Long-range sensors just picked up incoming ships, a massive fleet, unlike anything we've encountered before." The room's atmosphere shifted instantly. Murphy's expression hardened, calm curiosity swiftly replaced by grim determination. "Identify them, now," she commanded, her voice firm, carrying years of military discipline. The holographic display flickered to life, projecting a terrifying vision of the approaching armada, angular, crystalline vessels glittering coldly against the darkness of space, their formation impossibly precise and menacing. Captain Volunder felt his blood run cold, his bioluminescent patches pulsing erratically with unmistakable dread. Beside him, Science Officer Neres recoiled in horror, her whispered voice filled with fear. "It's them, the Zin!" Admiral Murphy turned sharply towards Volunder, catching his terrified expression. "Captain, you recognize these ships?" Volunder nodded gravely, his voice barely above a whisper. "Admiral, these are the Zin. They're ruthless conquerors, relentless and aggressive beyond comprehension. They've been ravaging star systems throughout our sector of the galaxy. We feared they might follow us, now they're here." Murphy's eyes narrowed, her jaw set firmly as she immediately switched into strategic mode. Her voice, clear and commanding, resonated throughout the room. "Activate full defense protocols immediately. All hands to battle stations, prepare for imminent assault." Suddenly, the human officers around them transformed from cautious diplomats into practiced, battle-ready warriors, their movements efficient and decisive. Holographic displays sprang to life, showing real-time tactical information as alarms blared urgently across the orbital station. Volunder watched in awe and confusion as humanity, moments ago seemingly hesitant and diplomatic, revealed a hidden layer of profound military readiness. Humans moved swiftly, precisely, like beings who had prepared for this exact scenario countless times. Murphy's voice cut through the organized chaos. Captain Volander, you said the Zin are relentless? Tell us everything you know about their tactics, capabilities, and weaknesses. We have little time. Volander took a deep breath, steadying himself. Humanity's unexpected strength gave him a flicker of hope. Perhaps, with their help, they might finally stand a chance against this overwhelming threat. The Zin fight as a unified swarm, Admiral, Volander began urgently. Their ships coordinate perfectly through advanced quantum entanglement. Individually, their vessels may seem fragile, but collectively, they become unstoppable. They will not retreat. They will not negotiate. Their goal is absolute conquest. Admiral Murphy's expression darkened as she absorbed the grim intelligence. Understood, Captain? Rest assured, Earth is ready. She glanced once more at the holographic display, where the Zin fleet moved inexorably closer, their formation tight and menacing. Let them come, she whispered defiantly. They'll soon discover that humanity is not as helpless as it seems. The human defense unfolded swiftly, revealing a hidden might that left the Arar delegation utterly speechless. As the relentless Zin fleet surged forward, part of their armada split suddenly, veering sharply toward Mars. Captain Volander and Science Officer Neres exchanged confused glances. Why would the Zin target a barren world? Admiral Murphy caught their puzzled expressions and gave a knowing smile. Watch carefully, she advised, eyes fixed confidently on the holographic displays. On the main screen, Mars appeared desolate and lifeless. But suddenly, across its rust-colored surface, hidden bunkers erupted open, and dozens of sleek, powerful vehicles burst forth, expertly maneuvering in the planet's thin atmosphere. This was no hastily assembled militia. This was humanity's elite, the secretive Ares Brigade, prepared meticulously for such an invasion. Colonel Evers reporting. A rugged voice crackled over the comms. The image resolved, revealing a seasoned human soldier standing proudly against Mars' crimson horizon. Admiral, the Ares Brigade is engaging the enemy. We'll hold the line. The Arar delegation stared in disbelief as human soldiers, clad in sophisticated exosuits, effortlessly navigated the Martian terrain, exploiting the planet's low gravity. The brigade outmaneuvered the Zin ground forces, using Mars' ferocious dust storms and rocky terrain as tactical advantages. Each move was calculated, each strike devastatingly precise. Back near Earth's orbit, General Lindholm, stationed deep within Earth's moon, spoke calmly from his lunar command center. His voice was steady yet filled with grave determination. Admiral, lunar Arquillian batteries are fully charged. Awaiting your command. Murphy's expression tightened into a decisive nod. General Lindholm, execute Operation Sunburst. Target their command vessels. Fire at will. In an instant, hidden silos across the lunar surface sprang open. Massive energy cannons emerged, their immense barrels glowing ominously as they powered up. Seconds later, blinding beams of pure, coherent energy lanced across the void of space, slicing through the Zin fleet like cosmic spears of retribution. Wherever these beams touched, crystalline Zin ships vanished instantly, their formidable vessels vaporized in flashes of incandescent fury. Neres, the Arar scientist, gasped aloud. Such incredible accuracy from this distance, it defies all understanding. Major Faulkner turned toward her, his voice steady with grim pride. Humanity learned long ago never to reveal all its cards until absolutely necessary. Simultaneously, humans aboard Earth's orbital station launched a calculated cyber assault, exploiting vulnerabilities in the Zin's quantum-entangled coordination systems. Commander Aisha Karim, the station's cyber warfare expert, reported triumphantly. Admiral, the Zin's coordination is collapsing. We've disrupted their quantum networks. They're losing cohesion. Captain Volander stared at the displays in awe, his bioluminescent patches shimmering with fascination and admiration. These humans, who had seemed primitive mere hours before, were now systematically dismantling one of the galaxy's most feared military forces. Impossible, Volander murmured softly, awestruck. You anticipated every Zin maneuver. How? Admiral Murphy's eyes shone with profound depth, a knowing glance passing briefly to Dr. Fan. Captain, she said firmly, when your species has spent millennia guarding secrets, fighting battles, and quietly observing the stars, you learn to predict the unpredictable. Volander felt a chill run down his spine. It was now abundantly clear. This was no ordinary civilization. Earth was a fortress, humanity its ancient and formidable guardians. Whatever happened next, the galaxy would never see humanity as primitive again. Despite humanity's strategic brilliance, victory suddenly hung by a thread. Amid the chaos of battle, alarms abruptly screamed through the orbital command center. Holographic screens flashed crimson warnings. Something had gone catastrophically wrong. Commander Aisha Karim's voice trembled with urgency. Admiral Murphy, the quantum weapon! The disruption field, it's expanding uncontrollably. Captain Volander felt dread grip his heart as the space surrounding Earth shimmered ominously, rippling with distortions that twisted the fabric of reality itself. The very weapon humanity had unleashed against the Zen had turned rogue, threatening to consume Earth in its own quantum chaos. Dr. Kim Fan desperately attempted to stabilize the disruption, her fingers frantically dancing over glowing controls. Panic filled her voice as she reported, "Admiral, the quantum foam agitator has gone self-sustaining. I can't shut it down." Silence fell like a shadow across the command center, broken only by the urgent blaring of alarms. Admiral Murphy stood motionless, eyes narrowed with the cold determination of a commander facing an unimaginable threat. Volander, observing humanity in this critical moment, understood clearly the immense power, and the equally immense risks, these ancient beings wielded. He knew instantly what must be done. Gathering his courage, he stepped forward decisively. "Admiral Murphy," Volander declared clearly, "I believe I know how to stop this, but I'll need full access to your quantum communication array." Murphy hesitated only for a heartbeat, her eyes meeting Volander's, recognizing the sincerity and urgency behind his request. She nodded decisively. "Do it, Captain! Earth's fate, and perhaps the galaxy's, depends on you." Volander rushed to the human console, his mind racing as he began entering a series of intricate quantum sequences, ancient wisdom his species had guarded carefully for generations. Human technicians watched anxiously, their expressions a mix of awe and hope, as alien knowledge combined seamlessly with human technology. Slowly, a miraculous change began to unfold. On the holographic screens, the chaotic ripples that threatened Earth gradually coalesced into stable patterns. The rogue quantum energies began collapsing inward, folding neatly back into controlled, harmless waves. Dr. Fan's voice filled with astonishment and relief. "Captain, you did it! The quantum disruption is subsiding." Cheers of relief briefly erupted among the humans before Murphy swiftly restored order, her voice firm yet grateful. "Excellent work, Captain Volander. You've saved not just humanity, but perhaps the entire system." Captain Volander exhaled deeply, humbled and deeply moved. Turning toward Admiral Murphy, he voiced the question burning within him. How did your people manage such incredible power? And why risk it?" Murphy's expression softened slightly, revealing a glimpse of humanity's profound burden. "Our history is complicated," she answered gently. "With immense power comes immense risk. Today, you witness the balance we must always maintain." As the Zin fleet shattered, fleeing hastily into deep space, humans stood victorious, but sobered. They had narrowly escaped disaster from their own weaponry. Yet, this moment had also revealed something profound: humanity's incredible potential to wield ancient cosmic forces, balanced precariously by an equally great responsibility. Captain Volander now understood fully why his people had been drawn here. Earth was no ordinary world. Humanity was no ordinary species. And their arrival marked not merely survival for the Arar, but perhaps a new beginning, rooted in shared wisdom and partnership. In the aftermath of the near catastrophe, a profound silence settled over the orbital command center. Captain Volander felt the weight of countless unanswered questions pressing upon him. Admiral Murphy approached quietly, her expression thoughtful, as if sensing the depth of his confusion. "Captain," Murphy began, her voice gentle yet powerful, "it's time we spoke plainly. There are things about humanity you need to know, secrets we have guarded for millennia. Volander exchanged glances with Neres, whose scientific curiosity was now fully ignited, her bioluminescent patches glowing softly with anticipation. Murphy led them to a private chamber, its walls smoothly transitioning into vivid holographic displays. Suddenly, the room filled with an astonishing projection, a sprawling vision of Earth's history, stretching back through vast oceans of time. Humanity isn't a young species, Captain, Murphy revealed solemnly. We are ancient, perhaps among the oldest civilizations still existing in this galaxy. Before their astonished eyes, scenes of early humans appeared, primitive beings discovering fire, building pyramids, and eventually reaching for the stars. Yet, interwoven were flashes of something far greater: immense ships, battles fought across the cosmos, alliances forged and shattered among beings whose forms defied comprehension. We once openly shared our knowledge, Murphy explained quietly, sadness touching her voice. But the galaxy is a complicated place. Our openness led to exploitation, conflict, and suffering, for ourselves and for others. Volander's mind reeled, overwhelmed. So you chose to hide? To pretend to be primitive? Murphy nodded, eyes holding a deep wisdom born of countless generations. Yes. We retreated, cloaked our true abilities, and observed quietly from the shadows. We guided subtly, intervened sparingly, but always secretly. Dr. Kim Fan stepped forward gently, addressing Volander and Neres directly. Captain, your people's illness, your mysterious affliction, is no coincidence. It's a quantum biological condition, something we've encountered before, a long time ago. Neres gasped softly. You mean, our arrival here wasn't random? Exactly, Dr. Fan confirmed softly. We couldn't intervene directly. But we guided you here, hoping you'd find us. Your species is on the brink of an evolutionary leap, facing the very quantum disruptions we learned to master ages ago. Volander struggled to grasp the enormity of this revelation. His voice trembled with emotion. So, our entire journey, our conflict with the Zin, it was all a test. Murphy smiled sadly. A test, and also an opportunity. We needed to see if your people were ready, capable, trustworthy. And you proved yourselves, Captain, beyond any doubt. She paused, stepping forward, her voice strong and decisive. Captain Volander, Scientist Neres, humanity officially invites your people, not as supplicants, but as partners, to join us in safeguarding the future of this galaxy. The room's displays gently faded, leaving an intimate silence. Volander exchanged a profound glance with Neres, recognizing that their answer would shape not only their destiny, but potentially that of countless civilizations yet unknown. Admiral Murphy extended her hand, her voice resonating with quiet strength. Together, Captain, we can face whatever the universe brings next. Volander took a deep breath, understanding fully that everything had changed. Admiral Murphy, he replied firmly, meeting her gaze, we humbly accept your invitation. Our peoples stand together from this moment onward. As their alliance was sealed, Captain Volander felt deeply moved. Humanity had stepped out of the shadows at last, ancient guardians revealing their true strength. And the Arar, by cosmic fate, were now standing alongside them, ready to face a future far brighter and more complex than either species could have ever imagined alone. Just when it seemed peace was finally within reach, alarms blared again across the orbital station. The holographic displays flared urgently, highlighting a desperate last stand. The Zin fleet had regrouped, launching one final, ferocious assault toward Earth itself. Admiral Murphy's expression hardened instantly, her voice calm yet infused with steel. Battle stations. Humanity's true strength must now be unleashed. Activate the Aegis Protocol. Captain Volander watched with awe as, on the main screen, Earth itself shimmered spectacularly. An immense barrier, like a glowing geometric web, stretched protectively across the planet's atmosphere, an impenetrable shield, shimmering defiantly against the darkness of space. The Zin fleet surged forward recklessly, their crystalline ships charging deadly weapons capable of destroying worlds. But as their powerful blasts slammed into Earth's protective barrier, their destructive energies dispersed harmlessly, absorbed, neutralized by humanity's impossibly advanced defenses. Volunder stood transfixed, eyes wide in disbelief. Your planet, it's completely shielded? Admiral Murphy nodded, pride evident in her voice. Not just shielded, Captain. Watch closely. As the Zin ships struggled against the barrier, tendrils of energy suddenly surged outward from Earth, wrapping tightly around each attacking vessel. With terrifying precision, the planetary defense systems crushed and shattered the Zin ships effortlessly, leaving nothing but glittering fragments drifting silently in the void. A stunned silence filled the room. Science Officer Neres murmured softly, her scientific curiosity overcoming her fear. Your planet itself is a guardian weapon, Murphy corrected gently, yet with quiet pride. Not a weapon, Neres, a guardian. Humanity has long understood that great power demands even greater responsibility. In mere moments, the once formidable Zin fleet was decimated. Those few remaining ships retreated hastily into deep space, leaving humanity decisively victorious. Cheers erupted throughout the command center, humans briefly allowing themselves the joy of triumph. Yet Volunder noticed Murphy remained thoughtful, standing slightly apart. Approaching carefully, he asked softly, Admiral, it was an incredible victory. Why do you seem troubled? She turned, meeting his eyes seriously. Because this was only the beginning. The Zin were merely scouts. They'll return, and not alone. We must prepare for a greater battle to come. Volunder felt a chill, realizing fully the implications. Humanity had demonstrated power and knowledge far beyond comprehension. Yet, even with such strength, humanity understood the greater threats still waiting in the cosmic shadows. Murphy's voice grew stronger, her gaze firm and resolved. Captain Volunder, together our peoples must prepare. We must build alliances, share knowledge, and stand ready. Our victory today isn't an end, it's a beginning, the first step into a much larger universe. Volunder nodded slowly, feeling deeply honored. Then, Admiral, consider the Arar your first true allies in this new era. Whatever threats await us, we face them united. Admiral Murphy smiled gently, extending her hand in a gesture of partnership. Around them, human officers watched respectfully as Volunder reached out to clasp her hand firmly, symbolizing a new bond, forged from crisis, solidified through trust. At that moment, both leaders knew clearly that a profound shift had occurred. Humanity had finally revealed its true strength, stepping boldly into the galactic spotlight. The Arar stood proudly beside them, allies in a cosmic drama that had only just begun. The universe would never be the same again. With the battle behind them, a new chapter began quietly, illuminated by hope and understanding. Admiral Murphy stood with Captain Volunder and Science Officer Neres near a viewing platform, gazing silently at the serene blue and green planet below, Earth, beautiful and seemingly untouched, as if unaware of the cosmic struggle just concluded. You've witnessed humanity at its true strength, Captain. Murphy spoke gently, her voice carrying centuries of wisdom. Now, it's time you see something even more profound. She turned, guiding them toward a waiting shuttle, prepared to carry them down to Earth itself. Volunder felt his pulse quicken. He understood instinctively that what awaited him would forever reshape his understanding of the galaxy. As the shuttle descended gracefully through Earth's atmosphere, breathtaking landscapes unfolded beneath them, lush forests, vast oceans, sprawling cities vibrant with life. Yet, hidden within this familiar beauty lay ancient secrets waiting patiently to be discovered. They landed softly, stepping out onto a wide platform surrounded by towering structures whose graceful designs hinted at immense age and wisdom. Humans, dignified yet welcoming, greeted them quietly, eyes bright with anticipation. Captain Volunder, Scientist Neres, Murphy began solemnly, indicating the sprawling facility around them. This is where humanity has kept watch over the galaxy for countless ages. Within these walls lie secrets, knowledge, and histories older than many stars themselves. Volunder's breath caught, overwhelmed. Admiral, what is this place? Murphy's eyes sparkled gently. This is our greatest archive, the repository, the heart of humanity's ancient wisdom, gathered carefully across millennia. Neri stepped forward, her bioluminescent patches glowing brilliantly, captivated by the possibilities. "You're offering us access to your entire history?" Murphy smiled kindly. "Not just our history, Nery's, but our dreams, our mistakes, and our visions for the future. Humanity has guarded these secrets, waiting for the right moment to share them with trusted friends, true allies like the Arar." Volunder felt deeply moved, understanding the profound trust humanity now extended. "Then we accept this honor with gratitude, Admiral. Our peoples will grow wiser, stronger, together." Murphy nodded slowly, stepping closer and speaking with gentle authority. "Captain, your arrival at Earth wasn't mere chance. We believe our meeting represents something far greater, a cosmic destiny. We now embark together on a path neither of our species could ever walk alone." She paused, allowing the enormity of this moment to settle gently upon them. "The universe ahead holds unimaginable wonders and profound dangers. Only by combining our strengths, our insights, and our courage can we truly safeguard the galaxy's future." Volunder gazed around at the gathered humans, all watching with profound respect and quiet excitement. He met Nery's eyes, sensing her profound agreement, before answering with clarity. "Admiral Murphy, humanity's trust will never be misplaced. The Arar pledged to stand with you, as partners, friends, and fellow guardians. Together, we'll ensure a future brighter and richer than anything we've yet imagined." Murphy extended her hand warmly, sealing their historic alliance. Around them, humans and Arar alike applauded quietly, aware they stood at the very dawn of a new galactic era. Volunder turned his gaze skyward, contemplating the vast stars above. Earth, once dismissed as primitive, now revealed as ancient and wise, had forever changed his people's destiny. The Arar had arrived seeking help, yet found something infinitely more valuable: partnership, friendship, and hope. Together, humanity and the Arar stood ready, unified in purpose, facing bravely into the infinite unknown, a shared journey filled with wonder, challenge, and boundless possibility. And so began the next great story of the cosmos, written by two species whose fates had intertwined in the fires of battle and the calm wisdom of peace, setting forth boldly into a future neither could yet fully imagine. The celebrations had faded, replaced by the calm hum of rebuilding and reflection. Earth, for the first time in centuries, stood united not only as a species, but as a beacon. In orbit, within the deep vaults of the Earth Archive Repository, Captain Volunder, Scientist Nery's, and Admiral Murphy convened one final time, this time joined by Dr. Fan, Dr. Elias Mbay, and Commander Karyam. "There's one last thing," Murphy began, her tone more solemn than ever before. "We haven't told anyone. Not even our own people." A circular chamber lit up, surrounding them with a 360 degrees display of deep space star maps, each marked by golden nodes, some shining brightly, others long extinguished. "This," she continued, "is the origin signal. It predates everything, our written history, even our earliest space records. A transmission encoded into the quantum fabric of our solar system itself." Volunder stepped closer, eyes narrowing. "It's not human?" Murphy shook her head slowly. "No. But it recognized us. And it responded when the Zin were defeated." The display zoomed in on one specific star system, impossibly far, one not mapped in Arar or human records. It pulsed gently, like a heartbeat across the void. Dr. Fan added, "The signal activated just minutes after our last strike against the Zin. It's old, ancient. But it feels like it's been waiting." Nery's voice barely rose above a whisper. "Waiting for you to reveal yourselves." Murphy nodded. "For someone to prove they could survive, adapt, and hold back extinction. We think the Zin were never the main enemy, just the gatekeepers." Volunder's bioluminescent patches flared with unease. "Then what lies beyond the gate?" A low tone echoed through the chamber, a live signal, real time, encoded in layers even Earth's AI couldn't immediately decrypt. It pulsed once, then spoke. A voice, not quite synthetic, not quite organic. It resonated through the walls of the station like a dream. "You have awakened the pattern. You are seen. One shall descend. Prepare. The chamber went dead silent. Commander Carium's console exploded with signals, stars winking out, gravitational shifts, anomalies approaching from outside the galactic rim. Murphy's voice, calm but sharpened like steel, sliced through the silence. Lock down Earth defenses. Bring the Bayan fleet online. Alert all lunar and Martian outposts. Volunder turned to her, not with fear, but with resolve. Whatever comes, we face it together. Murphy nodded, then tapped her communicator. This is Admiral Murphy to all Allied stations. Protocol Genesis is now active. The galaxy is changing. And we will meet it, prepared. Outside the station, stars twinkled quietly. Somewhere far beyond them, something was on its way. Not invasion. Not conquest. But judgment. The galaxy had watched humanity rise from the ashes, hidden in plain sight. Now, the stars were watching again. But this time, humanity wasn't alone.